Alright, what's next? Oh, she's sleepy. Did she sleep? I don't think she did. Can you? You said you would sleep.
I'm fine. Don't worry about me. Let's discuss the matter at hand. Since last time, I've been thinking a lot about the story Paimon told me. In essence, someone rescued a drowning man and performed some music. If that were all there was to it, it could have been many people, human or Adeptus. But the tune was allegedly so wonderful that the drowning man forgot about everything else, even his own impending death.
Yeah.
And only came to his senses after being brought to shore. Perhaps there was an adeptal power at work in that music that he, as a mortal, could not perceive.
She was probably thinking something like, one was merely passing by and saw fit to address this egregious disruption to one's graceful zithering at once. You may keep your thanks to yourself.
That was actually a very good impression of Cloud Retainer, Paimon. As far as I'm aware, Cloud Retainer isn't the most musically gifted. Still, we can't completely rule her out just yet.
We can ask her.
If we set off now, we could head to Mount Outsung and ask her about it.
A single harmony for an irreplaceable soul. Let's go.
I can't believe it. Cloud Retainer is not here.
Huh? Did we miss her?
Where'd she go?
Since she's not here, I guess the next step is to check all the other Adepti abodes, one by one.
Uh-oh. Will it involve a lot more traveling?
Paimon, we travel all the time. What's the problem? Stop whining.
Got it! Paimon has a great idea! Our goal here is to find the Adeptus that helped Dvorak's ancestor, right? We can't hear any music right now, but if she's really as nice as the story suggests, she'd definitely come to help anyone who was drowning, right?
Yes, I think that's fair to say.
Is she gonna suggest we try and drown?
So, all we have to do is get the Traveler to pretend to fall into the water, and the Adeptus will come to the rescue!
I don't think that's gonna work. But if you're so sure, why don't you try?
You know perfectly well that Paimon can't swim! Paimon would sink like a rock!
I just think it's a bad idea.
Just trust Paimon! The water's pretty deep over there. Quick, swim to the very center.
I hate you for this.
Help! Help! Someone's drowning! If only there was a kind-hearted Adeptus here to save us! Oh no! Whatever will a Paimon do?
Someone carries you
What is
ashore?
going on?
Show! That was so loud, I'm sorry. Oh, I love you. Shanna!
How do you feel right now? Shenhe! And the Conqueror of Demons.
Oh, we're in trouble now.
We're looking for an Adeptus who's good at being a lifeguard and playing music. But if the Adepti aren't gonna stay home, then how are we supposed to find them?
It wasn't me.
Yeah, so this Adeptus is most likely a woman.
And I am not an Adeptus, as you both already know, Traveler and Paimon.
Okay, so this is Paimon's fault.
Oh, that's so funny.
No way Paimon would have suggested this idea if she'd known how awkward this was gonna be.
I'm fine. Sorry for troubling you both.
Glad you're okay.
Are you leaving already?
As far as I know, the one you seek is no Yaksha. And one last thing. Your actions here caused others a great deal of worry. Do not repeat them again in the future.
I'm sorry. Oh, I feel so bad.
As ever, the Conqueror of Demons comes and goes, just like the wind. Right.
I just got scolded at by
I
Xiao.
didn't dare to say a word just now.
I'm not ready to change the subject yet. I am... Oh, God. Oh, I need some water. I didn't like that.
Speaking of Cloud Retainer, when did you see her last? Earlier this morning. She set off for Mount Hulao at dawn. I noticed she was using an Adeptus art of some kind to protect a mechanism that looked like a boiler.
Maybe it was a gift for Mountain Shaper. I did not inquire.
So we just missed her. Please excuse me for a moment. I think I'll leave the gift in her abode.
Have you ever heard any music while out training in the mountains?
Music?
Yes, music.
What is that?
What do you mean?
It's a kind of a happy or relaxing sound.
Okay, I'm done. I also left her a note so that she knows where to find us. We won't miss her again.
We were just talking about this thing called music. And based on Paimon's description, I do believe I hear it every day. Please follow me.
I can't believe we got scolded at by Xiao. I feel so bad for making him worry. Oh no. Xiao, I'm sorry. Look at me. I'm sorry. Please, forgive me. Please.
Anyway, where is this music?
The faint sound of birdsong. The quiet murmur of the streams. These are relaxing sounds. Are they not the music of which you speak?
Sorry.
Oh, Paimon wasn't quite done with the description. Okay, fine. It's all Paimon's fault.
It is.
What we're looking for are not the sounds of nature, but melodies played on special instruments.
Aw.
Oh, was that from the opera that Yunjin sang?
Yeah.
That was a melody, and melodies can be called music.
It felt like I was transported back to the past.
Paimon's more concerned about your idea of a girls' night out. Eating flowers? Really? Does this have anything to do with you both being the disciples of that illuminated bird?
You know what? I doubt that Keqing will be munching on any flowers.
Who dares refer to one not by one's Adeptus title,
Hi.
but merely as that illuminated bird?
Oh, that was Paimon, not me.
Master.
Our greetings, Cloud Retainer.
Ah! There it is! The illuminated bird has landed!
She just continues to call her that. Oh no. How does she dare?
Now she has the gall to use it rather than she, even after being chastised once already. Barely a moment has passed since we last met, and yet your impertinence has reached new heights. Very well. If you refuse to learn your lesson, one shall scold you no further. One has received your message from Ganyu. On the matter of the Adeptus you seek, one suspects to know their identity.
Who is it? Who is it? Who is it?
Well, shall one lead the way?
Yes, please. Clout retainer.
I still have to complete my training for today, so I will bid farewell to everyone here.
Okay. Oh, she's so majestic.
Quaily Plains?
Yes.
Cloud Retainer, why did you bring us here?
Ganyu is of course familiar with the name Guizhong, but have you ever heard of her?
Yes, I have.
Guizhong is another name of Agentis, the god of dust. As Adepti, we were each gifted in our own ways, and naturally proud of our accomplishments in our respective fields of expertise. As a result, one often quarreled with Seagazer. His treasures were not even of his own making. He just used his exploration skills to dig them out of the ground. How, pray tell, could he compare to me, when every single one of one's accomplishments were crafted by one's own hand?
She's so offended.
Cloud Retainer, you are getting competitive again.
One digresses. Regardless, every time an argument occurred, Guizhong would come over to watch us during our mutual lambastics. On some occasions, she would join in, and on others, she'd take one of us by the limb and start uttering the most ridiculous nonsense. Ah, why argue between yourselves when neither of you could ever hope to beat me? Other times, she would make unsolicited suggestions, such as, once you two are done arguing, let's go to the foot of the mountain and grill some meat. She always sought to make everyone happy, and one must say, she had quite the gift for it. No matter what nonsense she said, One never felt bothered or offended.
Oh.
It also helped that she never referred to one as that illuminated bird or ladybird.
Come on, get over yourself!
Back then,
She
one was
laughed.
always bothered by how the cups Rex Lapis brought were always too square for one's taste. Can you see yourselves ever enjoying a drink from a square cup?
I don't think I'd really mind.
Then you are most tolerant, but that is its own virtue. Even one could never find fault with Marchosius's cooking. As we ate, Guizhong would continue to find topics for conversation, filling the table with humor and laughter. We would drink together from a spot high in the mountains until the moon set and the sun rose, and only then would the banquet finally come to an end.
You drink osmanthus wine.
Streetwood Rambler would often remain to admire the flowers with Guizhong before returning to her own abode. The glaze lilies were far more abundant back then. Entire fields of them would appear to the eye as a veritable sea of flowers.
Streetward Rambler?
That would be Ping. You probably know her as Madam Ping.
Yes.
Oh, okay. Wait.
What
this
if
is
Madam
a lovely
Ping's the
story and
lady?
everything, but didn't we come here to find that Adeptus from Mr. Dvorak's story?
Is it Madam Ping?
Or are you saying that it was Guizhong? Didn't she, already,
She died.
Alas, long has one avoided this place for precisely that reason. The sights here are a reminder of a time long gone, and evoke much sorrow. One should have guessed that you would disrupt one's poignant moment of mourning with your incessant questioning. No matter, one will share the whole story with you now.
Thank you. Cutscene. Cutscene!
In times gone by, one quarreled oft with Guizhong concerning mechanical principles. We each had our ideals, and neither would yield. Under the pretext of a social gathering, one invited the impartial Rex Lapis to judge the quality of our creations.
Hi, Zhongli.
But Rex Lapis declared that Guizhong's Obscuro Vulpus mechanism was superior,
Oh.
though one was too proud to acknowledge it. In
That's
one's
her?
heart, one knew that Guizhong was indeed the superior talent in the mechanical art.
She's so pretty.
As for the story between Guizhong and Streetward Rambler, that begins with a certain bell. In Guizhong's opinion, while mechanisms were no substitute for human composers, they were yet capable of producing simple but fine melodies. But Streetward Rambler believed music to be an expression of the soul, an emotional enterprise that could never hope to be replicated by machinery. They argued endlessly, until one asked Rex Lapis to intercede. He confiscated the bell and designated it for ceremonial use. Thereafter, one would often find them convening in the mountains, discussing music, mechanics, and all the affairs of the mortal world. But these good times were not to last. War broke out between the gods, and soon engulfed the Guili plains. Guizhong was overpowered by the enemy, and fell in battle. When Streetwood Rambler and I arrived at the scene at long last, all that remained among the ruins was her lifeless body. After this, at Streetwood Rambler's request, Rex Lapis granted her the cleansing bell for safekeeping. To honor our friend's memory, one made a few finishing touches to her ballistic device.
The Guizhong Ballista.
Many lantern rites have passed since then. Many greetings and goodbyes. Upon what do you gaze? The Guili Plains?
No. It's everything.
I like this art style, by the way. Shout.
We think of human life as like a lantern that's lit one minute and extinguished the next. But are we Adepti so different? Perhaps as dust settles after a storm, we too must one day return to the world. below.
Madam Ping?
Just because one is not ignorant of social graces does not mean one is fond of them.
That's so true.
Perfectly capable of partaking in conversation despite being introverted.
I feel that. I
But
feel
in the
that.
end, one is nothing like Streetward Rambler. She is dauntless but thoughtful, not to mention eloquent and wise. Moreover, her friendship with Guizhong was far greater than one's own.
No.
Back when they were rivals, they would often compete against one another in the realm of musical composition. That cleansing bell was one of Guizhong's proudest works, having the ability to both compose and perform.
Wait, that's weird. Didn't Madam Ping say she pestered an old friend for that bell? And she also said something about being a vain beauty when she was young or something.
Streetward Rambler, a vain beauty. My foot. That bell has a sad history.
Uh-huh.
Clearly, she refrained from sharing with you the truth of its origins, since the right time had not yet come. As for her old friend, who else could it be? As soon as Streetward Rambler heard that a certain Zhang Li wished to borrow the bell, she realized that the man was none other than Rex Lapis, and that he had made an enormous decision.
Wait, does Ganyu know that Zhongli is Rex Lapis?
After all, we all have known each other for several millennia. Some things between us are implicitly understood.
Whoa! So they were talking in secret code? Oh, Paimon did not see that one coming.
But Streetward Rambler did not acquire it from Rex Lapis for the purpose of producing further funerary tunes. No. Each time she rang it, it was to play the tune that Guizhong composed on it. The two once clashed over their beliefs about the meaning of music. Who would have thought that with Guizhong's passing and Streetward Rambler's mourning, two tunes composed in discord would eventually become one harmonious composition? Once upon a time, Streetward Rambler also loved gatherings, liquor, and music. But after Guizhong passed, she preferred her own company. She could often be found sitting alone at a mountain summit, contemplating and reminiscing with her zither. The music would go from mournful to soothing to impassioned. Many years passed before she finally composed a melody to her satisfaction. In celebration, she played the tune to the clouds. Regrettably, one has only ever heard her play that tune once. Which brings one back to the matter you've been investigating. Perhaps it was during that performance that the ancestor of your Fontaine friend fell into the water and was saved by Streetward Rambler.
But if she was so happy with the melody, why would she only play it once?
One was also greatly perplexed by this. After suppressing one's curiosity for a long while, one finally approached her and asked why she would retire the tune after having spent so long on it. In response, she said, though the strings that played that melody survive, the one who inspired it is gone. Tell me, Cloud Retainer, when the one attuned to my soul is no longer here, who else could hope to understand this tune?
Oh,
Aw, poor Madam Ping.
that's so sad.
The Archon War came to an end. I stayed behind in Liyue Harbor to honor my contract. Although I met Guizhong a few times, I never knew anything of this particular story.
Guizhong was quite the visionary, but tragically passed before her time. Her manuscripts still lie unfinished in the realm of clouds. Blank pages give one cause for contemplation on what might have been. Had you not decided to search for that mystery Adeptus, perhaps these stories too would have been lost to the sands of time. As of now, you know the truth. That the Adeptus who rescued the drowning man was none other than Streetward Rambler. Do you intend to discuss this with her?
I think so.
Do you mean Ping might find the topic too distressing?
Precisely.
Oh.
The passing of our old friend is a heavy topic that both of us are usually careful to avoid.
I get that, but also it's been a long time, hasn't it? I feel like at some point you'd be able to at least talk about it.
Ping has helped countless people, and will guide many others in the years to come. And all to whom she extends a helping hand become her friends. People she can admire flowers and discuss music with. Though it is heartbreaking to lose a kindred spirit, life goes on. Because there are new friends waiting for you further down the road.
Kanye's right.
We even asked Madame Ping what she thought about adding a music festival to this year's Lantern Rite.
And she said yes.
When we get back, why don't we just ask her if she'd like to perform? Maybe we can even get her up on stage.
Oh, that would be iconic.
You youngsters and your imagination.
What?
Why don't you come with us? It's been a long time since you last spoke with Ping. And Liyue Harbor is always decorated so beautifully during the festival period.
She's gonna decline.
Is not every Lantern Rite the same in this regard? Were there ever anything new to discuss? One in Ping could meet any day of the year.
I disagree. Each new day and each new year is different from those that have come before. How long will you simply let them pass you by?
If nothing else, do it for Ganyu.
The edibles she brought this time were indeed quite delectable. Very well.
She said yes?
Then one will be off. If the other old fossils have sneaked away into the city to amuse themselves, one shall soon find out.
All right. We should be getting back to the harbor as well. We don't want to keep her waiting. Say, if we planted flowers there and cared for them carefully enough, do you think that one day we'd be able to recreate the sea of glaze lilies?
Oh, I would love that.
Allow one to take back one's praise from a moment prior. You are still far too given to flights of fancy, child.
What? Cloud Retainer? You were still listening?
One observed that you were making no effort to leave, and returned to chasten and hasten you. This time, one is departing in earnest.
Let's go. Let's go. I'm sorry. I got scolded twice today already, and it's been an hour. Why do we keep getting scolded? Please make it stop. I hate it here.